The Amityville Horror. Once upon a time, there was a house on Ocean Avenue in Amityville, Long Island. The house had a sinister reputation due to a terrible crime that had taken place there. One night in 1974, Ronald DeFeo Jr. had murdered his entire family while they slept in their beds. The crime was so brutal that it shocked the entire nation. After the murders, the house remained empty for a year. Then, in 1975, the Lutz family moved in. George and Kathy Lutz and their 3 children thought they had found their dream home. However, shortly after they moved in, strange things began to happen. The Lutzes claimed that they heard strange noises at night, saw doors and windows open and close on their own, and felt an evil presence in the house. They also said that they would feel cold spots in certain areas of the house, and that their daughter had made a new imaginary friend who would tell her to do bad things. As the days went by, the strange occurrences increased in intensity. The Lutzes claimed that they saw a demonic figure with glowing eyes and that they felt as if they were being watched constantly. They contacted a local priest, Father Ray, who came to bless the house. But even the blessing could not stop the evil force that seemed to be growing stronger by the day. The Lutzes became increasingly terrified and decided to move out of the house after only 28 days. They left behind all their belongings and never returned. Their experiences became the basis of the book The Amityville Horror, which later became a movie. The house at 112 Ocean Avenue still stands today, and it has been the subject of countless investigations and debates about the supernatural. While some people believe that the Lutzes' experiences were real and that the house is truly haunted, others think that it was all a hoax. Whatever the truth may be, the Amityville Horror remains one of the most famous ghost stories in American history. The Curse of King Tut's Tomb. Once upon a time, in the Valley of the Kings, a young pharaoh named Tutankhamun ascended to the throne of Egypt. His reign was short-lived, and he died at a young age, but his tomb was filled with treasures that were thought to be cursed. Years later, in 1922, an archaeologist named Howard Carter discovered Tutankhamun's tomb, and soon after, strange things began to happen. Several members of the team died under mysterious circumstances, and others fell ill. Many believed that the tomb was cursed, and the curse of King Tut's tomb was born. The story of the curse quickly spread, and many people became fearful of the ancient curse. One of the most famous incidents occurred when Lord Carnarvon, who had financed the expedition, died from an infected mosquito bite shortly after the tomb was opened. It was believed that his death was a result of the curse. The legend of the curse of King Tut's tomb continued to grow over the years, as more strange events occurred. Some claimed to have seen the ghostly figure of Tutankhamun wandering through the halls of the tomb, while others reported hearing strange noises and feeling a sense of unease. Despite the numerous claims of the curse, many experts believe that the curse of King Tut's tomb was nothing more than a myth. The illnesses and deaths that occurred could be attributed to natural causes, and the so-called curses were simply coincidences. However, the legend of the curse continues to fascinate people to this day, and the treasures of King Tutankhamun remain some of the most valuable and sought-after artifacts in the world. Whether or not the curse is real, the story of King Tut's tomb will continue to captivate the imaginations of people for generations to come. The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall. Once upon a time, in a grand old mansion known as Raynham Hall, there lived a beautiful lady. Her name was Lady Dorothy Walpole, and she was married to Charles Townshend, a wealthy politician. However, their love story was not a happy one, as Charles was known to be abusive towards her. One day, Lady Dorothy fell in love with a man named Lord Wharton. Charles found out about their affair and locked her up in a small room within the mansion. She was forced to stay there for years, until she finally died of starvation. After her death, strange things started happening in the mansion. People claimed to have seen the ghost of Lady Dorothy, wearing a brown dress and with empty eye sockets. She was often referred to as the Brown Lady of Raynham Hall. Many people were terrified of the ghostly apparition and refused to enter the mansion. However, in 1936, 2 photographers named Captain Provand and Indushira decided to take pictures of the mansion for Country Life magazine. As they were taking pictures of the staircase, they saw a ghostly figure descending the stairs. They quickly took a photo and it became one of the most famous ghost pictures in history. Years later, another couple staying in the mansion reported seeing the brown lady. They said that she appeared in their bedroom, staring at them with empty eye sockets. They were so scared that they fled the mansion in the middle of the night. Even to this day, people claim to see the brown lady of Raynham Hall wandering the halls of the mansion. Some say that she is still looking for Lord Wharton, while others believe that she is seeking revenge against her cruel husband Charles. Whether or not the ghost of Lady Dorothy truly haunts Raynham Hall, one thing is for sure: her tragic story has become a part of the mansion's history and has captured the imaginations of people all over the world. The Beast of Bray Road. Once upon a time, in a small town in Wisconsin, there was a legend of a mysterious creature that roamed the countryside. This creature was called the Beast of Bray Road. The legend started in the late 1980s, when people in the town began reporting sightings of a strange, wolf-like creature with shaggy, brown fur and glowing eyes. Some people even claimed that it walked on two legs like a human. At first, most people dismissed these reports as just a silly rumor. But as more and more people claimed to have seen the Beast of Bray Road, the legend grew stronger. Some people even claimed that the beast had attacked their pets or livestock, leaving behind only bloody footprints as evidence of its presence. The townspeople began to grow afraid, and parents warned their children not to play outside alone. But despite all the fear and rumors, no one could say for sure whether the Beast of Bray Road really existed. Then, one night, a young woman named Linda Godfrey was driving down Bray Road when she saw something she could not explain. She claimed that a large, wolf-like creature with shaggy, brown fur and glowing eyes ran across the road in front of her car. Linda was a newspaper reporter, so she decided to investigate the legend of the Beast of Bray Road. She interviewed many people who claimed to have seen the creature, and even wrote a book about her findings. Over the years, more and more people have come forward with their own stories of encounters with the Beast of Bray Road. Some people believe that it is a supernatural creature, while others think that it might be an undiscovered species of animal. To this day, the legend of the Beast of Bray Road continues to fascinate and frighten people. But whether it is real or just a legend, one thing is for sure: it has captured the imaginations of people all around the world, and will continue to do so for many years to come. The Legend of Bigfoot. Once upon a time, in the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, there lived a mysterious creature known as Bigfoot. Also called Sasquatch, this creature was said to be very tall and covered in hair, with feet that measured up to 18 inches long. Many people had claimed to have seen Bigfoot over the years, but there was no concrete proof that it existed. That is until a group of hikers stumbled upon some unusual footprints in the woods. The footprints were much larger than a human's and seemed to be made by a creature walking on 2 feet. The hikers followed the footprints and eventually came across a large, hairy creature that seemed to fit the description of Bigfoot. Word of the sighting spread quickly, and soon people from all over the world came to the Pacific Northwest in search of Bigfoot. Some were convinced that it was a new species of primate, while others believed it was an undiscovered species of hominid. Despite the many sightings and footprints found, no one has ever captured or killed a Bigfoot. Some believe that this is because Bigfoot is highly intelligent and able to evade capture, while others think that it is simply too elusive to be caught. As time went on, the legend of Bigfoot only grew. It became a popular subject in books, movies, and television shows, and many people devoted their lives to researching and studying this mysterious creature. To this day, the existence of Bigfoot remains a mystery. Some people still believe that it is out there, living in the remote forests of the Pacific Northwest, while others think that it is simply a myth. But no matter what you believe, the legend of Bigfoot continues to capture the imaginations of people all over the world. The Loch Ness Monster. Once upon a time, in the Scottish Highlands, there was a mysterious creature said to dwell in the deep waters of Loch Ness. This creature, known as the Loch Ness Monster or Nessie, has been the subject of many stories and legends. According to the most popular version of the story, Nessie is a large, long-necked creature with a humped back that has been seen swimming in the waters of Loch Ness for centuries. The first recorded sighting of the creature dates back to the 6th century, when the Irish monks Columba is said to have driven the creature away with the power of prayer. Over the years, many people have claimed to have seen Nessie, but there is little scientific evidence to support the existence of such a creature. Some believe that Nessie may be a surviving plesiosaur, a prehistoric reptile that lived at the same time as the dinosaurs. Others suggest that Nessie may be a giant eel or even a large otter. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, Nessie continues to capture the imaginations of people all over the world. The Loch Ness Monster has been the subject of countless books, movies, and TV shows, and many tourists visit Loch Ness each year in hopes of catching a glimpse of the elusive creature. Whether Nessie is real or not, the legend of the Loch Ness Monster lives on, inspiring generations of storytellers and captivating the minds of those who are fascinated by the mysteries of the natural world. The Chupacabra. Once upon a time, in the warm and tropical lands of Latin America, there was a strange creature known as the Chupacabra. This creature was said to be responsible for the mysterious deaths of many farm animals, with reports of it draining their blood and leaving their carcasses behind. The Chupacabra was described as a creature about the size of a small bear, with spines or quills running down its back, glowing red eyes, and a mouth full of sharp fangs. Its name means goatsucker in Spanish, as goats were often the creature's primary victims. The legend of the Chupacabra began in the 1990s, when reports of strange animal attacks began to surface in Puerto Rico. Eyewitnesses claimed to have seen a creature fitting the description of the Chupacabra lurking around farms and rural areas, preying on livestock. As the legend of the Chupacabra spread, sightings of the creature were reported throughout Latin America, and even in parts of the United States. Many people were frightened by the stories of the Chupacabra, and some even claimed to have seen the creature themselves. However, despite numerous investigations and attempts to capture the creature, no definitive evidence of the Chupacabra's existence has ever been found. Some scientists believe that the reports of the Chupacabra may be the result of mass hysteria or misidentification of known animals. Despite the mystery surrounding the Chupacabra, its legend continues to capture the imaginations of people around the world. And who knows, maybe one day the truth behind this elusive creature will be revealed. The Jersey Devil. Once upon a time, in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, there was a creature known as the Jersey Devil. According to legend, the creature was born to a woman named Mrs. Leeds, who already had 12 children. One stormy night, while in labor with her 13th child, Mrs. Leeds cursed the child, saying that it would be better if it were a devil. When the child was born, it was said to have hooves, wings, and a forked tail, and it let out a blood-curdling scream before flying up the chimney and into the night. The Jersey Devil was said to haunt the Pine Barrens, attacking livestock and terrorizing anyone who crossed its path. Over the years, there have been numerous sightings of the creature, and many have claimed to have heard its terrifying screams. One of the most famous sightings of the Jersey Devil occurred in 1909. During a week-long period in January, over 1,000 people reported seeing the creature, and several schools in the area even closed due to the hysteria. The sightings eventually died down, but the legend of the Jersey Devil lives on to this day. Despite the numerous sightings over the years, there is no concrete evidence that the Jersey Devil actually exists. Some have claimed that the creature is nothing more than a misidentified animal, such as a large bird or bat. Others believe that it is simply a legend, passed down through generations. Regardless of whether the Jersey Devil is real or just a myth, it remains one of the most fascinating and terrifying legends in American folklore. Even today, people still venture into the Pine Barrens in search of the creature, hoping to catch a glimpse of the infamous Jersey Devil. The Wendigo. Once upon a time, there was a legend told by the Native American people of the North Woods. The legend was about a creature that was half man and half beast. This creature was called the Wendigo. The Wendigo was said to be tall and thin, with matted hair and glowing eyes. It was said to have sharp claws and teeth, and could move incredibly fast. The Wendigo was also said to be incredibly strong, and it was said that it could snap a tree trunk in half with its bare hands. According to the legend, the Wendigo was once a human being. But, due to a curse or some other dark magic, the person transformed into the monstrous Wendigo. The creature was said to be filled with an insatiable hunger, and it would hunt and kill anything in its path. The legend of the Wendigo was passed down from generation to generation, and many people claimed to have seen the creature over the years. Some claimed that the Wendigo was just a myth, but others believed that it was a real creature that lived in the North Woods. One particularly gruesome story about the Wendigo tells of a group of hunters who were lost in the woods during a particularly harsh winter. As they huddled together for warmth, they heard a scratching at the door of their cabin. At first, they thought it was just the wind, but the scratching continued, growing louder and more insistent. When one of the hunters finally opened the door to see what was causing the noise, he was confronted by the Wendigo. The creature had come to the cabin in search of food, and it attacked the hunters with its claws and teeth. Despite their best efforts to fight it off, the hunters were no match for the Wendigo's strength, and they were all killed. The legend of the Wendigo continues to this day, and many people still claim to have seen the creature in the North Woods. While there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of the Wendigo, the legend remains an important part of Native American folklore, and it serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of greed and selfishness. The Thunderbird. Long ago, in the land of the Native Americans, there was a powerful and magical creature known as the Thunderbird. It was a giant bird with an enormous wingspan that could create thunder and lightning with every flap of its wings. The Thunderbird was revered by the people of the land, who believed it to be a messenger of the gods. They also believed that the Thunderbird had the power to control the weather, and that it brought rain and thunderstorms to the land when it flew over the skies. One day, a young brave named Wyatt ventured out into the wilderness to hunt for food for his tribe. As he was walking, he heard a loud rumble in the distance. Suddenly, a giant bird swooped down from the sky and landed in front of him. It was the Thunderbird. Wyatt was terrified at first, but the Thunderbird spoke to him in a calm and gentle voice. The Thunderbird told Wyatt that it was looking for a brave warrior to help it fight a great evil that was threatening the land. The evil was a giant serpent that had been terrorizing the villages and destroying crops. The Thunderbird needed Wyatt's help to defeat the serpent and save the people of the land. Wyatt agreed to help the Thunderbird, and together they set out to find the serpent. After many days of traveling, they finally came upon the serpent, who was sleeping in a deep cave. Wyatt and the Thunderbird worked together to defeat the serpent, using the Thunderbird's powerful thunder and lightning to weaken the serpent, and Wyatt's strength and bravery to finish it off. With the serpent defeated, the people of the land were safe once again, and the Thunderbird thanked Wyatt for his bravery and heroism. As a reward, the Thunderbird gave Wyatt a special feather that would protect him from harm and bring him good luck for the rest of his days. From that day on, Wyatt became known as a great warrior and hero of the land, and the Thunderbird continued to be revered as a powerful and magical creature that watched over and protected the people of the land.